Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Virgo October 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as October goes, the Sun will be in Libra from the 1st until the 23rd. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on monetary matters, finances, generating income, self-worth and self-esteem, one's values, possessions, and resources. Now, given that this is Libra energy we're talking about, this could be done perhaps with a lot of ambivalence, unfortunately, and indecision, a lot of weighing the pros and cons. It could be done with a lot of intellectual sociability. It could be with the person that you're generating income at, perhaps the place you make money. This could also be done with a lot of tact and diplomacy and really a lot of just a balancing energy. I mean, this could also perhaps shine the light on maybe a Libra. I mean, if there was something missing, like a possession missing, it could shine the light on Libra-like possession, such as a scale or something connected with beauty or some kind of cosmetic item, perhaps, or legal items. So anyway, next thing up is, well, as far as October goes, the Sun will be in Scorpio from the 23rd until the 31st. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on communications, short journeys, siblings, cousins, neighbors. Could be just communication, assimilating information, and maybe even people that may have been prominent from your early education, perhaps. So anyway, and given that this is a Scorpio energy, this could be done really with a lot of, you could say, communications, especially going through subterfuge and superficiality. Getting to the bottom of things could be done in a very investigative manner in a lot of these third house matters. With a lot of resourcefulness. It could even be transforming energy. With a lot of emotional intensity and intractable and willful energy as well, and perhaps with a lot of I mean, really, again, and it could be a lot of secrecy with this energy as well, and very in a mysterious manner. I mean, you might be more secretive as far as your communications go in matters pertaining to siblings, cousins, and neighbors than usual. So anyway, next thing up is, there will be a new moon in Libra on October 8th, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, there could be, in some cases, this could be about perhaps starting or embarking on a new Libra way of generating income. It could be something connected with the law, such as working as a judge, a bailiff, an attorney, a paralegal. Maybe selling some kind of art items or doing something in connection with art or beauty or modeling. I mean, art can cover a wide divergence of things, of course, including drawing, painting, and sculpting. This could be a time, too, where you might purchase a new Libra, maybe possession. It could be a scale, something connected with art or beauty, or something associated perhaps with the legal field. Another way, it could be a time where you actually begin to balance that budget, so to speak, and disperse a lot of your money more evenly than usual. So, and really, and also too, really, it could be just finding balance in second house matters such as possessions as well. And really, anyway. Next thing up, there will be a full moon in Taurus on October 24th, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could be a time where you might become somewhat tired, exasperated, perhaps full of maybe an overly obstinate or stubborn, unyielding, intransigent, could be an in-law or a grandchild. This could be a time too where you might devote a lot of very full, persistent, tenacious energy into something ninth house related, such as something with higher education, publishing, something connected with religion or religious congregation, something also too. Another way that this could manifest too, I mean, when you're talking about this could also be a completion or culmination of a Taurus like higher education course in some cases, or something. It could be with something with architecture, banking, something with stockbroker type subject, something cultivation, something that could be Taurus related, something could be one of the money fields. It could also be a time where maybe you complete something Taurus like that that's connected with publishing, or it could be something where where the finishing job is done on something publishing, which required a lot of perseverance, patience, and persistence. And also, when you're talking about the full moon in astrology, it could also reflect an unveiling or revelation. It could be something where perhaps an in-law or grandchild that was showing maybe very avaricious, greedy, acquisitive qualities, overly possessive qualities, might be coming out at this particular point in time. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Libra as far as October goes, from the 1st until the 9th. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could be a time where your mind might be weighing a lot of the pros and cons over things, over something of a financial nature. You might be going through a lot of mental ambivalence and indecision over possessions, your resources, and also maybe your self-worth, maybe to some degree as well. This could be a time too where really, I mean, again, as I've stated in previous videos, that Mercury is not just about communications. It could be about other things as well. It could be about siblings. And it could be a time where maybe Libra siblings or ones that embody, it could be Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant siblings, or ones that embody Libra-like characteristics could figure prominently more in your self-worth, your self-esteem, even your finances in some cases as well. In maybe your possessions, your resources. And anyway, well, the next thing up is Mercury will be in Scorpio as far as October goes, from the 9th until the 31st. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you might find yourself having more provocative, deep, insightful, even incisive communications, perhaps with siblings, cousins, neighbors, maybe people even from your early childhood or that you know in your short journeys. It could be like storekeepers in your neighborhood. And you might find that maybe you're more probing with these people, or these people are a little bit more probing as well, and they might be, sometimes this could be a little bit too close for comfort, if you understand what I'm saying. At the same time, it could be about really thinking very deeply and going beyond, mentally going beyond subterfuge and superficiality, and being able to detect more the character composition of third house people a little bit better than usual. And as I've stated before, of course, that Mercury can also be about siblings. So it could be that Scorpio siblings, they could be Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Scorpio-like characteristics, might figure stronger and factor in more prominently in your communications than usual, maybe even just assimilating information and really disseminating information, and perhaps your short journeys. They could be like errands. They may, and also maybe really factor in more, really just in what you're doing, perhaps things that you might be doing with neighbors as well at this time. So anyway, next thing up is Venus will be in Scorpio, and it will be retrograde from like the 6th until the 31st. Again, the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, Well, this could manifest perhaps in valuing a lot of secretive and private privacy in your communications at this time. This could be, given that it's going to be retrograde, you may wind up going back, reverting to an old, if you're unattached at this time, Virgo, you might reconnect with an old flame, an old relationship you may have had with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Scorpio-like characteristics. And it could be one that could be very, very deep, something not superficial or light. But given that it's in that you're talking about the third house it corresponds with Gemini. It could be somebody maybe that may be youthful or has a very youthful outlook and very a good communicator, perhaps. So anyway, and also too, this is about really valuing again, maybe it could be privacy and secrecy in your short journeys, your daily communications, having very deep and really valuing very deep, non-superficial communications at this time. It could be about enjoying Scorpio-like things with neighbors, with siblings, with cousins at this time. It could be things connected with astrology game, Ouija board, something that could be something connected with the occult, maybe playing or even playing like a Scorpio-like game, such as like a CSI game or Sherlock Holmes mystery type clue game. Anyway, next thing up, Mars will be in Aquarius still, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you may find yourself in situation with people you work at in your daily routine. Maybe an aunt or an uncle might be more contentious and acrimonious than usual. You might become angry at idiosyncratic, bizarre, or unusual behavior from these people as well. It could be fights with friends at this time over, it could be over service rendered, maybe something work related. If you have any friends that you may be working with at your place of employment, this could be something, and sometimes too, this could be about, in some cases, getting surgery, or even some kind of accident that might result in some injury to the shins, to the ankles. And really, in fighting friends might be part of a daily routine, unfortunately, during this time as well. So anyway, well, and also it could be about injecting a lot of selfless and humanitarian energy into your daily routine, your work life, and also service rendered, and even with pets if you do have them, and also maybe putting a lot of energy and vitality into something Aquarius like at work in the daily routine. It could be something connected with computers, electronics, innovation, even showing innovation in your daily routine and putting energy into it, something with aerospace or astronomy. Anyway, well, hold on a second, people. Sorry about that. Anyway, next thing up is Jupiter will be in Scorpio still, so the 3rd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. This could be very fortuitous for perhaps making a transformation, something 3rd house related. It could be something with your communications, or it could be something Scorpio-like. Something Scorpio-like in your neighborhood. It could be recycling or rebuilding vehicles. It could be also very positive for going beyond subterfuge and superficiality in your communications and with matters perhaps with siblings, with neighbors, with cousins at this time. And also it could manifest in a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm and talking about Scorpio-related things such as astrology, the occult, supernatural, magic, alchemy, things that are connected with investigation, transforming, and also really about, this could be about really adopting perhaps a very deep, profound philosophy in connection with 3rd house matters such as siblings. It could be one of those things where maybe you're starting to see, as an example, I'm saying, maybe about seeing, everyone as brothers and sisters in life in general, whether they're biologically connected with you or not. So anyway, and also, as I've stated previously about Jupiter, Jupiter can be rather paradoxical. It could be very benign and benevolent, but could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. In some cases, it may expand nefarious, even manipulative or surreptitious activity in your neighborhood. It could be more criminal activity in your neighborhood. It could even be this kind of activity, perhaps maybe someone you know in your early education. Could be siblings, with neighbors, with cousins, perhaps. So anyway, next thing up is Saturn will be in Capricorn still. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you may be experiencing more restrictions and limitations than usual in connection with love, with romance. It could be with children, and even your fun and amusement, which could be causing you to feel somewhat despondent or melancholy at this time as well. This could manifest perhaps in taking care of a sickly or debilitated child, someone you're in a romantic relationship with, someone you might share some kind of hobby or creative endeavor with. You might be taking some hits too on personal popularity, which might be causing you to feel somewhat dejected at this time. And also the way this could manifest perhaps is taking responsibility on perhaps some issues connected with gambling. And you might feel like there's some government restriction that's prohibiting maybe fun and enjoyment at this time as well. You might find yourself too doing something connected with fun and enjoyment, maybe in connection with an older person, or could be something Saturn related, such as playing like some kind of business or board game or something, or a game connected with politics and the government, such as like a computer or board game associated with that. Anyway, next thing up, Uranus will be in Taurus still, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. This could be about finding really about a formulation of new ways to make money, which could lead to making money maybe for something 9th house related, such as publishing perhaps, or might tie into maybe funds that you get for higher education. Also too, you might be experiencing some unusual stubbornness, obstinacy, perhaps in connection with an in-law, with a grandchild. Another thing too, this could manifest perhaps in having to take maybe an unanticipated, very spontaneous or unpredictable long-distance journey. You might also find yourself doing something as far as taking a college course, perhaps something with higher education. That could be Uranus-like. It could be something connected with electronics, computers, aerospace, even an esoteric subject such as astrology, astronomy, computers. And also Taurus friendships might figure more prominently in matters connected perhaps with publishing. It could be over higher education, maybe a religious outlook or belief, or religious congregation, or maybe even a long distance journey traveling abroad at this time. So, and they could be Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus-like characteristics. Anyway, next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. I have this actually placement natally in the chart, and it seems like it's really like perpetual dissipation and dissolving of relationships. Now this again, I mean, given you're talking about Neptune and the 7th house, it could be about dissipation, dissolving of relationships in general, and also having difficulty in deciphering the character composition of others at this time. It could be that even open adversaries might be unclear or nebulous, and they might be harder to recognize at this time. Also, too, on a positive note, though, this could be perhaps manifest in public speaking on the metaphysical, which could include astrology. You may, it could be something with some disappearance of something legal related, such as legal documents. You might find that maybe you're involved in some legal matter that might be a little bit confusing or confounding to you. at this time. But on another positive note, you might find yourself collaborating with others on something Neptune-like, such as the metaphysical, which can include astrology. It could be a spiritual venture, something connected with poetry. It could be dancing, photography, chemistry, some pharmaceutical work. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. In some cases, this could manifest perhaps in an actual literal death of somebody. It could be the death of a child. It could be one of a romantic partner or a lover. Somebody that you may share some kind of creative endeavor with, or hobby, or thing of amusement. Also, in some cases, this could be about going through upheavals and power struggles with children, with a lover, with a romantic partner. Now, be careful too at this time, because in some cases, this could be about maybe dealing with some compulsive gambling situation at this time. And also, and especially, I mean, depending on the aspects, especially if this is making, like, say, for example, an adverse aspect to Venus, I mean, that, because Venus can be about money, that could be something where it could really take a strong hit on your finances, especially in an adverse aspect, say, to Jupiter, could be very where some kind of compulsive issue connected with gambling, speculation, might result, you know, in very bad fortune for yourself, and it could be very it could be something that would not be fortuitous. So anyway, also too, I mean, you may deal, again, it could be power struggles with children, with a romantic partner. And also, too, given that we're talking about the 5th house, it might seem like that you might be, you know, guard against becoming too controlling over 5th house matters, such as with children, with a lover, romantic partner, even also maybe in matters with some kind of a thing of amusement, enjoyment, people that you might be sharing some kind of amusement or enjoyment or thing of or some hobby with at this time. So anyway, in some cases too, it could be about that obliteration or destruction of some kind of hobby, amusement, or enjoyment. But just remember that Pluto is about rebirth and regeneration, and what could happen is you might feel at this time that something that maybe you enjoyed or loved could be destroyed or obliterated. But Pluto energy could also be about rebirth, regeneration, and could be replaced at some time. So anyway, next thing up is the North Node will be in Leo still, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. When you're talking about the North Node in transit, it could be about issues that one may have to address or confront. And given that we're talking about North Node in Leo and the 12th house, it could be about somebody that could be rather arrogant, domineering, bombastic, overbearing. That may be in your private life. It could be an aunt or an uncle. And also, it could be a time where it's about maybe confronting and weeding out Leo-like hidden adversaries. It could be Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Leo-like characteristics. In some cases, if there's other things in the chart that can reaffirm or reinforce this or confirm this, that maybe it could be about dealing with a Leo-like mental illness, such as like that grandiose delusions or delusions of grandeur, and also about showing more, being directed toward perhaps showing more generosity and magnanimous energy with those that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, and the hungry, and also taking pride and dignity in your own personal and private life, and showing a more extroversion and gregariousness with people that are prominent in your private life. Hold on a second again, people. Sorry about that again. Anyway, next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will still be in Aquarius, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. This could be about dealing with a rather, some cases, a rather formidable Aquarius adversary that might actually be in your daily routine. Some cases could wind up being an aunt or an uncle, someone at your workplace, or someone that is in, someone prominent in your health life, such as someone at a fitness center or a gym you may go to. It could be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Aquarius-like characteristics. Now, also, too, and this could also manifest perhaps, and when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, it could be about something that puts one in a strong state of fright or trepidation. This could be in some cases about relinquishing your freedom and independence in your daily routine, in your work life. It could be maybe doing something something completely orthodox or conventional at your workplace. And also, too, looking at this, you're talking about very negative manifestation of the sign. This could be in some cases about maybe you're somebody sending, some malicious virus to your computer at your workplace. That maybe if you have a computer there, something where, even in some cases, too, this could be about really being very non-conforming, even rebellious attitude against something like hygiene or some other sixth house related matter. And I don't think, it's going to result in something overly bizarre connected with hygiene, such as taking a carpet shampoo attachment and a bath spa blower and trying to improvise and use it to clean. But you understand what I'm saying. And also, too, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, it could also be about something that comes out of the bag, so to speak, that you didn't really want to come out, but somehow it may come out anyway. And this could be, in some cases, this could be about some unusual or bizarre physical illness, maybe some physical illness that you may have, or it may be something with your employment that's rather unorthodox, or there's something about it that others might seem as a little bit odd or bizarre, perhaps. So anyway, and also this could be in some cases about maybe somebody coming out sixth house related that might be showing rather bizarre, unusual, idiosyncratic behavior. It could be an aunt or an uncle, someone in your daily routine, someone you provide service to, or even somebody at your place of employment, or someone at a place of your that might be prominent in your health sphere, such as at a gym or again a fitness center. So anyway, last but not least, Chiron will still be in Pisces, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, when we talk about Chiron energy, this could be about emotional wounds and suffering. Sometimes it's physical ones. This could be about dealing with maybe a deceptive or duplicitous grandmother, a significant other, someone you're in some strong relationship with. It could be in some cases where you're dealing with the dissolving of a business partnership or dissolving of relationships in general, maybe even toxic ones, so to speak, figuratively speaking. It could be where someone's 7th house related might be succumbing to some alcohol or drug use, and also where you're really where really your difficulty maybe in really deciphering open adversaries at this time could be going through some suffering in connection with that, or being overly passive and submissive in terms of dealing with legal matters. It could be legal opponents or open adversaries at this time. So, but anyway, the thing about Chiron, again, Chiron is the wounded healer. So in the ways that you might be going through some struggling and difficulties in connection with Chiron and Pisces and the 7th house, you could perhaps help others out dealing with comparable situations, and do so with a lot of Pisces-like empathy, compassion, self-sacrifice, and even idealism. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Virgo October 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Libra October 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.